Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my channel Brainy Teach. Once again I am here with my new video of geography of class 7th chapter 2 Inside Our Earth. But before starting the video I request you all to watch my video till end, like and subscribe. You can also write down the comments there. So let us begin the explanation. The Earth, our motherland, is a dynamic planet. It is constantly undergoing changes from inside and as well as from outside. Let us have a look on the interior of the Earth. The Earth is just like an onion with several concentric layers with one inside another. There are three layers of Earth: crust, mantle, and the last layer is the core. Now let us discuss about the first layer, that is crust. The uppermost layer of the earth's surface is called crust. It is the thinnest of all the layers. It is about 35 kilometer on the continental masses and only 5 kilometer on the ocean floor, and the main mineral constituents of the continental masses are silica and alumina, and togetherly it is known as Sial. Si is for silica and Al denotes alumina. And on the oceanic crust, the constituent of silica and magnesium, it is known as Sema. Si stands for silica and Ma stands for magnesium. The second layer of the earth is mantle. It is beneath the crust, which extends up to the depth of 2,900 kilometers below the crust. The third layer is core. It is the innermost layer with a radius of about 3,500 kilometers. It is mainly made up of nickel and iron, and that is why it is known as Ni. Ni stands for nickel and Fe stands for ferrous, that is iron. The central core has very high temperature and pressure. The next topic of the chapter is rocks. The earth crust, it is made up of the various type of the rocks, and the natural masses of the mineral matter that makes up the earth crust is known as rocks. All the rocks, they are having different colors, different size and the texture. Mainly there are three types of rocks: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rock. Let us have a discussion on these type of rocks one by one. The first rock is igneous rock, and when the molten magma, it cools and becomes solid, and the rock which is formed by this molten magma is known as igneous rock, and this rock is called the primary rock also. There are two type of igneous rock: intrusive rocks and extrusive igneous rock. When the molten magma, it comes on the earth's surface and rapidly cools down and becomes solid, the rock which is formed by this process is known as extrusive igneous rock, because it is formed on the crust of the earth. They have very fine grained structure, and the example of this type of rock is basalt, which is found in the Deccan Plateau. But When this molten magma it cools down deeply inside the earth crust, and the rock which is formed by this process is known as intrusive igneous rock. This magma it cools down very slowly. That is why they forms large grains. And the example of intrusive igneous rock is granite. Next type of rock is sedimentary rock. When rocks they rolls down, cracks and hit each other, they broken down into the small fragments, and these small particles are known as sediments. When these sediments they are transported and deposited by wind or water and compressed and hardened to form the layers of the rocks. These type of rocks which were formed are known as sedimentary rock. For example, sandstone, which is made from the grains of sand. These rock they may have contain the fossils of plants, animals and other microorganisms that once lived on them. The next type of the rock is metamorphic rock. Igneous rock and sedimentary rocks they changes into metamorphic rock under the high temperature and the pressure. For example, clay it changes into slate, and the limestone when it undergoes under the high temperature and the pressure it changes into marble. The next topic is the rock cycle. One type of rock changes to another type of rock under certain conditions in a cyclic manner. And this process of the transformation of the rock from one to another is known as rock cycle. Let us have an example of it. Now, when the molten magma it cools, it solidifies and become the igneous rock. These igneous rocks are again broken down into the smaller particles or the sediments that are transported and deposited to form the sedimentary rock. When the igneous and sedimentary rocks they are subjected to high temperature and the pressure, they changes into metamorphic rock. And the metamorphic rock which was formed by this process, they also when undergoes under high temperature and the pressure, they melts down to form the molten magma. And this molten magma again can cools down and solidify into the igneous rock. In this we have seen that all the rocks they changes from one to another in a cyclic way, and this cycle is known as rock cycle. The last topic of the chapter is mineral. All the rocks they are actually made up of different types of minerals. Now minerals are natural occurring substance which have certain physical property, and they have the definite chemical composition. Minerals are very important to the humankind. Some of minerals are used as fuel like coal, natural gas and petroleum. And some of the minerals they are used in the industries like iron, aluminium, gold, uranium. Minerals are also used in medicines, in fertilizers, etc. So we can say that minerals they are very important for the human being. That's all in today's explanation. Hope that you all have understood the chapter. Thank you for watching my video.